Hey guys, good morning. Steve the drummer here talking to you today about playing your td50 drum set live. Okay, today I wanted to go over 4 features in the td50 module that I find to be really helpful when it comes to playing your e-drum set live. Basically what I want to talk about today is copy and pasting, building a set list, layering an instrument, and routing your click track. So those are the 4 things that I'm going to cover today. Copying a kit, there's a lot of reasons to copy a kit to another location in your module, one of which being that you wouldn't want to necessarily take a drum set and edit it and then not be able to get back to where it was originally. So if you take it and copy it to another place in your module, then you can edit the copied version and you still have the original to go back to if you wanted to do that. Additionally, with the copy and paste, you can copy. Let's say that you have drum set number 20 that you really like, but you really like the snare drum from drum set number 15. So you could you could actually copy the snare drum from drum set number 15 into drum set number 20 and have drum set number 20, but with the snare drum from drum set number 15. Now, why would somebody want to do this, especially in a live setting? Well, I think there's probably lots of different philosophies. There's 2 prevailing philosophies that I can think of when it comes to playing your electronic drum set live. And one is that you could literally have a custom kit for every single song that you're going to play. And so you could literally sit there and go from drum set 1 to drum set number 2 to drum set number 3, and so on and so forth. Write down your set list with a different drum set for every song, and that's certainly a valid strategy. Another strategy would be that you basically keep the same drum set for most of the gig, and that drum set is not necessarily geared so much so to the song that you're playing, but more so to the room that you're playing. But you may want to change out some percussion, or you may want to change out like the snare sound, or you may do some stuff that has like a real electronic sound, and so you want to have a kit that features the electronics, and then you may have some other stuff that's maybe more acoustic sounding or something along those lines. So anyhow, so strategy A is basically use a custom kit for every single song, and strategy B is to use the same kit throughout most of the night, but to interchange a couple of different parts. And so you could use your copy and paste function to help you towards those endeavors. And then that segues into building a set list. So you could literally and I think in the TD30 module it was called chain, and in the TD50 module they've changed it to set list. And so you could literally build a set list that matches the set list that your band is set to play that night. And in doing so, basically then all you would have to do is scroll through the different kits of your set list versus having to scroll through your entire module to find the kits that you need to match up to your set list. It's a workload saver. It makes things a lot easier. In addition to that, kind of back to the whole strategy of just changing out 1 or 2 elements from song to song. You may have a drum set that you're using, but on one particular song you need a cowbell, and that's a common one, a cowbell or a tambourine or something along those lines. And so you could on version number 95 of your drum set, you could have just a straight up drum set, and then on version number 96 you could have that same drum set but with a cowbell layered on your hi-hat, or with a tambourine layered on your snare drum, or something along those lines that actually fits that song. And then lastly, I do use a click when I'm playing with my band. I think in this day and age it just adds a great deal of authenticity to the music if you can play it somewhat at the correct tempo. And with the technology that we have at our disposal these days with click tracks and stuff like that, it's just too easy to there would really be no excuse not to do that. So anyhow, but in doing so, you want to route the click so it's just coming to your headphones, or it's just coming to you, and it's not going out through the house speakers. So I want to touch today a little bit on exactly how to route the click, and then also kind of circling back to the set list feature, you can actually add a click to each song. So to each drum set, so when you scroll from drum set 95 to drum set 96 to drum set 97, you can actually have the tempo of the songs. When you change drum sets, it actually just changes the tempo of the click. Makes things easier and cleaner. So those are the 4 features that I want to get into today, and I hope you'll enjoy the video.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to copy a drum set from one location in the module to another location. So how we're going to do that is we are going to hold down the shift button and press the SD card button, and that's going to bring up this copy menu, and we want to copy a whole kit. So we are going to select kit, and we want to move kit number 10 Fleetwood from number 100. I'm going to put it, oops, wrong knob. I'm going to put it at kit number 95. And I'm going to press copy and OK. And so now I have moved that kit from number 10 to number 95. So next I want to move another kit. I'm going to move kit number 11, the Foreigner kit. So I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to go Shift, SD card, and I'm going to go Kit. And so I'm going to select that, and I want to move that to number 96. And I'm going to press copy, OK, enter, and it's done. Now let's say I want to move the Toto drum set, number 18. So I'm going to go Shift, SD card, Kit. I'm going to move this one to number 97. And then I am going to take one of my kits that I had edited myself from the original stuff on the module. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go Shift SD card, just like I've been doing, Kit, but now instead of User, I'm going to go to Preset, and that shows the Studio A kit. I'm going to move that to number 98. Copy, enter, OK. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy one instrument into one of the kits that I've copied. And so I'm going to change the snare drum in one of my drum sets. I want to take this Van Halen snare drum, and I'm going to add it to my Toto kit that I had copied over to here. So now my Toto kit in 97 has the Van Halen snare drum from kit number 20. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to build a set list. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to press this set list button, and we can scroll back and forth between different set lists, and I've already kind of built a couple of set lists in here. But we're going to go to this video set list because that's what we're working on right now. And if we wanted to change the name, we would just go up here to name and we could change the name of it. But we don't want to do that. We just want to add some drum sets to it. So we're going to go to Step Edit, and I want to put those drum sets that I just copied into my set list. So I am going to go to Insert. Actually, that's not what I want. I don't want that. So I want to scroll up to the drum sets that I just added, and I'm going to put them in reverse order. 98, insert, 97, insert, 96, insert, and 95. insert. So Fleetwood, wait a minute, I got 95 in there twice. Yeah, so there we go. Fleetwood, Foreigner, Toto, and Studio A. So now I'm in this set list number 5, video is the name of it. And when I scroll between kits, it is just going to scroll between those 4 particular drum sets. Now something else I can do is I can assign a tempo to each one of these drum sets. If I were going to use these 4 drum sets for songs 1, 2, 3, and 4 in my set list, then what I would do is just press menu and page down and tempo and kit tempo on, tempo of 120 beats per minute, and that one is saved. Kit 2, menu, tempo, on. Let's say we want to do this one at 130 beats per minute. That's saved. So now you can see in the top of the screen there, it says 120 quarter notes for the Fleetwood kit and 130 quarter notes for the Foreigner kit. And so the implications of that is if I go to click and turn on my click, it's going to play at 120 beats per minute. If I go to the next song and go to click, it's automatically going to go to 130 beats per minute. So I don't have to actually load each tempo for each song. I can preset them when I build the set list. So something else I may want to do is I may want to layer, for instance, something like a cowbell on my hi-hat for one particular song. So if I'm going to do that to say Kit Studio A, then I'm going to press Instrument, pull up my hi-hat, and I'm going to scroll down to where I can add a sub-instrument, and I've already preloaded the cowbell number 232, cowbell number 1, and I just turn that on, and I have a choice of how I'm going to layer that sound in. Is it going to switch over at a certain velocity, or is it going to fade in, or is it going to be mixed? And so I can, whenever I hit my hi-hat, it's going to, in addition to triggering the sound of the hi-hat, it's also going to trigger the sound of a cowbell. Okay, and the last feature I want to talk about is exactly how to route my click, because I want it to play in my earbuds, or if I had in-ear monitors, I want it to play in my monitor, but I don't want it to go to the mains for front of house. Obviously, I don't want the front of house to be hearing the click track that I'm playing along to. So how I go about doing that is I go to Setup, and I go to Output, and I've already messed around with that. So I'm going to page down. So you can see on Output, you've got kick, snare, 1, 2, 3, 4, hi-hats, crash 1, crash 2, ride, auxiliaries 1 through 4. I'm going to page down. We've got ambience. I'm not sure what MFX is, and then song, and then click. So I'm going to scroll over to click, and you can see it's going to the phones, and it's also going to the left and right out. I'm just going to turn the wheel one time, and that's going to take it off of the left and right out, and now the click is only going to the headphones.
Okay, I want to wrap things up today. A couple of closing thoughts and comments that I wanted to leave here. Number one of the reasons that I did this video for the TD50 is I feel like, you know, the TD30 came out in 2012, and there was really a wealth of information online through YouTube and what have you to basically walk you step by step exactly how to accomplish certain things in your drum module. And I don't feel like there's as much material out there for the td50. So that was one of my motivations for trying to put this together, because there's functions in the module that we don't do on a regular basis, and so if you don't use something, then you forget about it, and and there's just not a whole wealth of information out there that on the internet, at least that I've found, that walks you through how to accomplish some of these tasks that you might want to or need to do. Secondly, I want to thank you for taking some time out of your day to check this video out. I hope that it is helpful, and I hope that if you do like the video, you'll like it, you'll share it, you'll comment on it. As far as the comments go, I'm wide open to constructive criticism. I've done a few of these videos talking about drum equipment, and putting together videos is always a learning curve, and so I know that there's been a lot of really valuable constructive criticism that I've gotten in the past from some of my other videos, and I hope that you'll be able to find some things to share with me to let me know how to make these videos better in the future. Hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.